Now when you plug your RV in at home to that 10 amp power point, whether it's to charge your batteries or run your fridge, the only legal and safe way to do it is to use a 15 amp to 10 amp power adapter. Effectively, these units all do the same job, but they are built differently, and that's what we're going to have a look at today. We're going to compare some of the pros and cons so that you can make a more informed buying decision. Let's start with some first impressions of the Ampfibian RV-Plus. Now, there are no obvious, what I would call design flaws. It's a nice, strong, chunky, solid design with a positive latching mechanism for the main lid. The hinge seems nice and strong, and we have an Ampfibian labelled circuit breaker inside the one and only compartment of this unit. Now this is a much cheaper unit than the Ampfibian RV-Plus, and to be honest, it shows. You've got two compartments, one for the main lead and one for the circuit breaker. And you can just immediately tell the difference in terms of the overall, strength and rigidity of design. You've got a couple of feet here that are presumably there to add a bit of stability, but when you're just going to have it resting on the ground or maybe on a table next to your van, I'm not sure that they're particularly necessary, and they might actually just end up scratching something. And to be honest, I don't really know what to make of this protruding latch for the circuit breaker lid. It looks like it might fail over time, and considering that is what secures the lid for the circuit breaker, that's probably not such a good thing. First impressions, not too bad. It is quite a rigid looking unit. It is quite sparse looking, but that's perhaps not such a bad thing. You've got two latches here on the long side. Like with the RV-Plus unit, the circuit breaker sits within the one compartment, which to me is a plus. To be honest, it just looks like a basic junction box. No frills, no mucking around, and no sharp edges to catch anything. Obviously these adapters are designed to be left out in the weather, and to that end they're going to need to be well sealed, and that's what we're going to look at now. On that front, the first thing I notice about the Ampfibian RV-Plus is just how well the latching mechanism works. It's strong, it really pulls the lid down nice and tight, and it has one main seal around the outside edge. The area for the lead looks quite sensibly designed, and one thing I noticed is the screws, which conceivably could be an access point for water, but they're inside this sealed compartment, which to me just seems really sensible. So good marks for the Ampfibian in terms of sealing and weatherproofing. And we'll look at the Adventuride. And again, clearly this unit is built to a price, and the sealing, to be honest, I'm not quite sure how effective that is going to be, especially over time. There's no main seal, just a bit of rubber around the outside edge for both compartments. And honestly, it doesn't inspire a great deal of confidence. Okay, now lastly, the Caravan and Home Electrical Adaptor. Now this retails for about the same price as the Adventuride unit, but immediately there is a distinct difference in terms of sealing. Two latches which probably don't pull the lid down as tightly as with the Ampfibian RV-Plus. However, what this unit provides that the Adventuride unit doesn't is one proper main seal that looks as though it will give good weatherproofing protection. And also these plastic clips, I don't know how they're going to go in the long run. They look as though over time they could break off. Now let's not forget about the lead. The Ampfibian RV-Plus comes with a thick lead. In fact, it's the largest diameter lead of the bunch, and it also comes with a large, heavy-duty grommet. The lead itself is 1.6 meters long, and you even get a little clamp here. Now the lead on the Adventuride unit is probably more of a medium diameter lead. Now I'm not an electrician, but just my observations are that it seems like it would do the job, no major issues. The grommet's not as large or as heavy duty as what you would find on the RV-Plus by Ampfibian, and the lead is the same length, 1.6 meters. And finally, the lead on the Caravan to Home Electrical Adaptor. This is a thinner lead. The grommet is not even as large as what you would find on the Adventuride, but the lead itself is 1.7 meters longer. So just that tiny little extra length, another 100 mil over the other two units. So I guess that might get you out of a jam if you really needed it. Now, the Amphibian is made in Australia. There's a detailed website and even a toll-free number to call in case of any questions or problems. The Adventuride unit is made in China and it's available in Aldi stores. So look, if you have any issues, I suppose you could take it back to the store where you bought it from. Alternatively, they do have a third-party email address and phone number on the box. And it's really much the same for the Caravan to Home Electrical Adaptor. It's available in Bunnings stores, so your recourse, I suppose, if there's any issues, is to take it back to the store where you bought it. But like with the Adventuride unit, there is a third-party email address, but the country of origin for this unit's not immediately apparent. The box actually only just says Ampsafe Import-Export. So if buying Australian made is important to you, then really there's just no choice here. It's the Amphibian product every day of the week. So of these three 10 amp to 15 amp power adapters, which is the better choice? Well, against the criteria that we've looked at, I think the Amphibian just wins hands down. However, it is the most expensive of the three. The Amphibian RV-Plus presents as a strong, durable, well-designed and well-sealed unit that should give you years of faithful service. Based on this visual inspection, I'm a bit more skeptical about the Adventuride product, mostly concerning the way that it's sealed. But a couple of things it does offer is a point here so you can hang it up if needs be, and it has a lead clamp inside that the others don't have. However, I'm not entirely convinced that it's necessary. Finally, this Caravan to Home Electrical Adaptor. If I was on a budget, this would be my choice over the Adventuride product. Look, it's sparse, it's utilitarian, but it does the job. However, if you do have the extra money to spend, I think it's the Amphibian RV-Plus every day of the week. It outshines the other two units in all respects.